Good morning. May I please welcome you all this morning.
My name is Nosizo Mtupam. I will be taking you through the food insecurity situation in the country. 52% of our children living in food poverty, and 11% are in extreme food poverty. So when we say that a child is living under food poverty, we mean that they are not able to access food.
The fight against child hunger and malnutrition is not just about food, it's about shaping a sustainable and a resilient future. By integrating efforts from across sectors, by convening all the partners today, and even much broader, we can elevate child nutrition in policy dialogues. We can make a significant impact in Eswatini for all the children.
We are at a critical juncture in history. The largest global hunger crisis of our time is unfolding before us, and over 25 million children are at risk of starvation, and 149 million stunted due to the lack of food.
Litigo, Litsi, we cannot be able to produce all the basic foods, but we can make it accessible to everybody. In one of the presentations, Thulisile, what's why the lowveld is very vulnerable. Vele is not for crop production because it's very hot, very dry. But the regions Lamanya can produce in surplus and send that food down there in exchange for Tinghomo, because the lowveld is actually very notorious producing the best cattle. So in other words, Live Elemaswati can unite, Live Elemaswati can work together and address this scourge that we're talking about.
Overall, I want to state that anyone and everyone has a role to play. Let us come together. Let us make sure that we build, because we don't want children that are stunted, because stunting not only affects the physical stature, but also cognitively. It affects the children greatly. So let us all come together, stand together, and say enough and end all forms of malnutrition in children.
We have a lot of capacity in the sector, in the NGO sector, that we can deploy in terms of making sure that our children are involved in some form of agricultural education and production at the household level, even at the school.
School isn't only a place where children can go to obtain their education. For many children, it's where they go to escape their many problems. One of those problems being hunger. They look forward to break time because they know that they can get a decent meal at the kitchen. And for many children, this is usually their first meal of the day. And quite sadly, for a few, it's also their last. So these meals encourage them to wake up every day and go to school and never miss a single day of school.
School feeding, we know that it boosts cognitive function and also academic performance, and then the concentration span.
Distinguished guests, despite the growing challenges of climate change and global conflicts, the world cannot afford to overlook health, child health and nutrition. Scaling up effective solutions will prevent future crises and enable us to build more resilient communities.
So in the last 2 decades, the burden of malnutrition has remained particularly stubborn in low and middle income countries, where about 200 million children are affected by stunting and wasting, which I've heard, and at least 340 million suffering from deficiencies in vitamins and other essential micronutrients.
We would like to declare Eswatini as a country where every child enjoys enough nourishing food and thrives by 2027.
We look forward to celebrating the achievements that will come at the end of this campaign, as we see healthier children with bright and promising futures. And indeed, the time for action is now, and I do believe that together we can. Officially, we have this campaign launched, and thank you very much, Hlelo.
I'm Sharon Mazia, the chairperson of the NRD committee for World Vision. The key takeaway from today's launch is really, it's been the power of collaboration, the power of partnerships, the Ngwe agenda, that together we can achieve so much if we work together as a team.
We have a role as a church also to encourage parents, to encourage mothers, and to influence the church itself to ensure that we do something, we partake, and we have a role to play in the marketplace, first of all. 2, at family level. 3, maybe at national level, where decisions are being taken, and also to influence our communities and all that. So I think we've really been empowered.
It has really been an eventful event, peaceful, very subtle, with the presence of all the dignitaries and the captains of the industry. But what I picked up most is the collaboration between World Vision in Eswatini and the government of Eswatini and the UN agencies. It really makes this event to be very powerful. And another takeaway is the urgency and the need to make the necessary interventions in the quest of ending hunger and malnutrition in our kids. I mean, the statistics, they were so scary as to the levels of malnutrition in our kids.
I think my key takeaways from today's session was that I've seen a number of key stakeholders. They've embraced the campaign, the Enough campaign, and they have committed to participating on the campaign in terms of contributing and making an impact in ensuring that there is no child that goes to bed hungry.
We just finished the big launch for the Enough campaign in Eswatini. Boy, I tell you, it was amazing. I've never been in such an amazing event. So I think as a child, what I can do after hearing all different opinions about this Enough campaign is to spread awareness in my communities that yes, we are full, some of us are full, but there are children out there who are very, very hungry. And we only focus on what we face in our homestead and not think about what other children are facing. So I think if I was given the platform to do anything, I'd just go to different communities helping other people.